Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Sunny and I am super excited to be here talking with you about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I've been absolutely stoked about this game since I saw the trailers for it earlier this year, and with the release date rapidly approaching in just about a week on November 15th, 2019, I'd like to take a moment to look at 5 things you should know about the game before you make the purchase. I'll have some official footage of the game running in the background while we go over these points, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. The first thing on our list is that there will be no multiplayer for this game. Respawn Entertainment has announced that there is not and will never be any multiplayer or microtransactions. It is intended to be a single-player, narrative-driven game, and they intend for it to stay that way. I believe that this is fantastic for the franchise considering the recent blunders that we've had with Battlefronts 1 and 2. EA has handled their licensing of the Star Wars games quite poorly, and I am hoping that this will be the turning point. I honestly can't remember a decent single-player Star Wars game that's come out since Star Wars Force Unleashed way back in 2008. I think that this will be a refreshing change and will hopefully be able to give us fans something fun and new to sink our teeth into. The second point that I have for today is that Fallen Order has been most closely compared to the Metroidvania genre of games. This particular style generally features a large interconnected world map the player can explore, although access to parts of the world are often limited by doors or other obstacles that can only be passed once the player has acquired special items, tools, weapons, or abilities within the game, and often requires the player to retrace their steps. In the gameplay footage we've seen, this has been apparent with Cal needing to find BD-1 and upgrade to overload the Imperial systems in order to pass across a section of the map. I'm sure that since the developers themselves have labeled Fallen Order as a part of this genre, that we can expect to see a lot of this throughout the game. On to our third point. Some people have speculated that this game is similar to Dark Souls or Sekiro Shadows Die Twice in the combat style, and from what we've seen, this is actually pretty accurate. This will not be a game where you can simply walk through mashing your attack button and just kill everything you run into. When the director of Fallen Order was asked about the combat system, he said, "The gameplay in Fallen Order is full of lightsaber-enhanced grappling bouts. You're forced to take on one opponent at a time, and these strategic little duels can even extend into entire boss battles, making it more thoughtful combat. There are systems that they've set in place, such as the block meter and the way the AI behaves, that will require the player to respond to enemies and not just mindlessly run through hacking and slashing their way to victory. Knowing this, we can assume there will be a learning curve. You'll have to grow to understand the combat mechanics and timing of each individual enemy and make adjustments accordingly. Hopefully this twist on the game will feel rewarding and fun. I remember back when Force Unleashed came out, and a Star Wars game that had the God of War style combat was a lot of fun, so I'll be interested to find out just how Fallen Order plays. For the fourth point, I'd like to go over the fact that we will also be getting a skill tree in this game, allowing us to upgrade abilities and even get new ones. This may be one of the things that I'm most excited about. It will allow the player to choose their own playstyle and really give that sense of individuality that we haven't gotten from other Star Wars games. In an interview, one of the developers was asked if the player would be able to unlock everything in the skill tree, and at the time he responded with, "I'm not sure," meaning that he probably wasn't allowed to say. So it's kind of left up in the air as to whether or not you'll be able to complete the skill tree entirely, or if you'll be limited to a particular amount of points, making you have to choose where to put your points more wisely in order to complete the end game content. Honestly, I'm hoping that it'll be the former, giving you more incentive to play through the game multiple times and choosing different paths along the way. It would also mean that you get to make Cal whatever kind of Jedi you want. I think that leaving some options up to the player really gives that sense of immersion and allows you to feel as though you're making an impact. Alright, the last and final point, the customization, which as I understand it is quite extensive. There will be outfits for Cal Kestis, BD-1, the ship Stinger Mantis, and you guessed it, the lightsaber. The extent to which you will actually be able to customize your lightsaber, however, is apparently on a whole other level, allowing you to change the emitter, the switch, the sleeve, and also the color of your lightsaber, meaning you can make it as epic as you want it to be. Despite the extent of the customization for the lightsaber, we still aren't sure as to whether or not you will be able to use a red lightsaber, since this is a Jedi story. I think this is fantastic news, allowing us to decide how we want to look while we run around the galaxy and try to dismantle the Empire with our awesomeness. We haven't been given much detail as to how all of the cosmetics can be unlocked, although it has been said that some of them can be found in special locations throughout the game, and I'm sure that there will be some locked behind progression or achievements as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I absolutely cannot wait for the release of this game, and I will be posting a first impressions video the day it comes out. So subscribe and click that bell icon if you don't want to miss it. I'll leave a link to the Steam page and to EA's official site if you'd like to pre-order the game. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and if you'd like to follow me on Twitter or join our Discord, there are links in the description below. As always, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you on the next one.